Hey everyone, SeanInnovative here. Want to get a video out based on the new indicator coming out from TTE. It's going to change the way that we utilize trend lock and be able to gain more opportunities and capitalize a bit more on the true momentum of the market. I guess basically first I'll go over what it actually is, and then we'll get into how we utilize it. We're on the 40 range chart. We have our standard MACD on the bottom here. We have a fast MACD above. So the whole setup is exactly the way it has been. And we utilize these in the same manner. Okay. I ended up doing the color changing for the clouds for the EMAs. So we still have them in line and visual because we are still utilizing the EMAs. All right. This is from Lizard Indicators. I kind of like it because it shows you the crossovers and gives you a nice clean distinction of when the crossovers happen. Because, with trend lock, after we have a crossover, we're looking for a pullback and going. So this helps us identify those a bit more. My EMAs are no longer the price action indicator EMAs. These are from TTE. There's TTE EMAs, and these will be available again shortly as well. I like them because they actually help me with the momentum of the market. As you can see, it kind of flips a little bit here. All right, and same thing with going long, does the same thing. Now, the new indicator is the TTE Momentum Track. All right, and that's this indicator here. It has 3 lines. All right, you're going to have the lower channel, the upper channel, and then the midline, which is the curve. All right, which is going to be the momentum curve as it runs down and up as it goes through. The curve is in the middle of the channel, and that line there gives us the main momentum of the market. All right. We're going to pretty much look at the channel, the outside channel lines, as kind of like a range. So when we're in the middle, you don't want to be taking any trades. You want to catch it as it's breaking out of the channel. Okay. And with that, like say right here, we're getting a short signal coming in. If we look right here, let's see if I could pull it like this. It actually broke out of the range or the momentum and then started coming back down. We're getting our signals. And here's the beauty of it all. Right here, as it all happens, we're getting a trap trader. Okay, this trap trader is our entry. We're going short here. All right. If we would have went and did, let's see, right here to there, that's the retest of the trend line that broke as well. Okay. Looking at this here, we broke the standard right on this candle here. It did a pullback, ready to go. It basically allows us just to look at the one chart, focus on the one chart, and go. When it pulls back, breaks out of the channel and back in, and you have your curve line, like here, it's solid red line pushing down. This is giving us all the hits. If you look on top, the top of the channel line, see, I pull this down a little bit. See how it was a little yellowish greenish here? That shows you the momentum was slowing up. And then it turned red right as this candle here was breaking down. Our momentum is going back with us to the downside. All right. We have all the signals we needed to enter that trade. All right. And that takes us to going right on down. We come here, got absorption right here, but we weren't really touching the 8, so right here. Could have taken this, but now if you see how the 8's running right there, we're running right down below the 8, going on down. Our momentum track is red the whole way through. All right, the cloud line, we're right underneath them both. Our momentum is still solidly pushing down. So as this is still red, everything is pushing us down. And we see these below, we're in a good place. We can still take more of these trades here. This would have came in here. Oh, this would actually ran all the way to here. All right. Get another cross down here. And re-enter. Same as we always do. Okay. Now, one thing is, if we pull back and actually hit into the channel, you can consider that like the ADMA. See how it pulled away over here? See if we pull it. It pulled away, pulled back in, and then pushed down. We're below, we're below. You're actually good to get in here. Getting in here gives you a little bit more confidence. You can see Delta pushed up, got absorbed, still pushed up, but was a lot weaker, only 1% versus the 18, and pushed back down. You can see the buyers right there were trying to get it back up, but they couldn't do it. And we were able to get it right down. Okay. So we'll go take a look a little further. We got here, we have another one where it broke right out of the channel line. All right. And with the fast, we came down. We're above here, so we don't take that. Here, we got the cross over here. This pulled back up right to here. And you have another nice scalp there. Everything was coming down, broke out, pulled back, and there you go. All right. This broke out, pulled back, but we're above. So that doesn't work. Okay. Now, those are our regular trend lock setups that we're looking for as we go. Before I was telling you, when we're in the middle, we don't take any trades. Okay? We're here, we're not taking any trades. Now, we broke out above, we pulled back, we didn't get an entry. Here, we're below, no entry. Right here. Actually, here we're above. Right here. We broke out, we pulled back, we're above. You can take that entry. If we look going across, it never came back down. We're inside the cloud, we hit the ADMA, and we pulled out of the channel. Here's the channel line, right there. Here it pulled out, pulled back in, never really pulled back out with us getting a signal. Here, this is like our A plus setup that we always look for. It crosses up above the 8. You want this to still cross, This came back below to 0. We crossed up, pulled back, and go. That's right here. When it pulled back down below and crossed up, that's when market starts to go. But if you got in here, that's right here. Right below, right below, right below. Not much. But then right here, we have another one. We pulled in, the 21 held, and here's the big thing. If you look at the curve line, we're above the curve line. It breaks below the curve line, you still want to pull back. All right. You're looking at that as an EMA kind of scenario as well. You want everything stacked. Okay. Here, we have the curve line here, the 21, the 8, and then the outside line. Took it up. Here, same thing. Here's the curve. The 21 is right on top of it. The 8 EMA is right here. So there's the 8. There's the 21. There's the curve. And then you have the channel. So as this pulls out of here, you see there's a good amount of delta that pushed it down. A little bit more pushed it back up. Breaks that line. You're in. All right. We're in between. Here's the bottom line. Here's the top line. We have nothing to look for here. Look at where we are. We're inside. Okay. Now, once again, we're in between. Look at how this just ranged and chopped around. We're in range zone. Okay. Pulls out. We're just breaking above the 0 line. This actually gives us our entry to go along. See all the positive delta. It broke out, pulled back in, and this one ended up being a loser. Okay. We pulled down, broke down, everything stays the same. Right here, this is breaking out. Now look, it broke down, past the 8, we had a pullback. Okay. We had the cross here. This is the pullback after the cross. So we had an entry here. Not much. And then as you look, we're above. This breaks down. I think I kind of remember this day. Now this here, showing that we have a cross down with the EMAs, but this whole time while we were trading, see if I can pull this up a little bit more here. There we go. We're kind of going back and forth. There is the curve line right here, and price was trying to break up above it. It broke above it here, came back down. So all rules have us that we have to wait until we get a pullback. We didn't get it here. It just kept going. We have one here, but didn't really look good for us because we're above the fast signal line. Here we crossed, still above, and that's how that whole move there went. It kind of went without us. Okay. Other than that, there is one other basically couple things. Well, actually, there's a couple things I want to go over other than that. But if you look like here we go. We broke down out of it, pulled back up right here. Right here, we have a entry. All right, look at the delta, strong delta down, pulled back up, but look at where we are. And we cross down, our momentum's with us. All right, little scale, and that's how we go. Now, this just shows us we're in a downtrend. So typically, we would do the continuation. You take it to the lowest point, which is here. Next one's right there. This one didn't touch, came back here. As this is going, since our MACD is below here, we could look at that as just taking a short there to bring this down. If we waited for it to pull back, we could have did that right here. And taken that one. All right. This here, we're above, so no real good trades there. We're in between, we're staying out. Okay. Didn't really break down over here. We're kind of above. Just looking at this here, pulled up. Could have gotten in short here. Trap traders get absorption there. Would have gotten in here. Would have taken a little loss. All right. After that, seeing how price is rotating back and forth with this here, we're not looking at any entries here. Okay. And this pulls back up. It broke up above here. We got our entry signal right here. Now this is at 1545, so we weren't taking that anyhow because this is already 15 minutes to the close. All right. We know how it works regardless. Even on the overnight, this pulled out, pulled back in right here. There was a signal. Time doesn't matter, so this is right here with the trap traders bringing this here, bringing this below, and there. Took 14 minutes to get that 6.5. Time doesn't matter. We look at it for a continuous trade. Continuation trade right here. Breaks out of the 8 at the trend line. We have this coming here. Bulldog divergence. As it breaks down with the bulldog, you could have taken that. All right. Same thing here. Another continuation trade. Now this gives us the ability to look for them when we have the other line up top. We have our channel line coming down. You can see our channel line is making lower highs. Lower highs, lower highs. All right. With that, we just got to look for this broke here. We're above. Could have literally just taken this to here. Came down, and you have the surge pushing down out of here. All right. We already know, look at the delta pushing here. Look at the delta pushing here. We have the confirmation of everything going in our direction. All right. Since the envelope's up there, the channel's up here. That's how that works. This broke out here. Technically could have taken that too. Not much, but still 10 points. You know, that was 9 points depending on how you got in. If you took it there to there, you know, 8.5, 8.25. This one here, That basically, as that broke there, everything's looking good going down. All right, and so forth. It just keeps rotating. Now, let me see if I could do this for you quickly to show you what you miss when you're looking at the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Okay, that's all right. These are all connected here, and do this. There we go. Okay. So here, 5 minute would help us catch it. All right. Here, show wide. All right, let's see. So something like right here. On next trade wouldn't be till right here. 5 minute takes us up. 1 minute takes us up. We'd be pretty good. All right. Breaks out. Wait for the pullback. Which you see there's a nice wick on this candle here. But wait for this to come up here. There you go. You can see 5 minute to 1 minute, they all align. This is a breakout here. Right here. Now the 5 minute has us here, but we didn't really get a pullback on this, so it didn't really go very far. Let's see if we are. There we are. And all right. Now, yeah, I was here. I was here. I was where I was. Okay. So like this was coming down. This aligns with the 5 minute and the 1 minute. Same thing with this one, except the, yep, that's aligned. Now this here did not align with our 5 minute chart just yet. Actually, right here, because we're above the MACD, so we didn't have our entry yet. Kind of just breaks at the same time. All right, this here, there we go. This one here, we're good. It's here. We had a long, but we weren't with the EMAs on the 5 minute. All right. This had us for a short, had us for a short, but the 5 minute didn't. That was good. Actually, right here. See, it kind of filters it all out for the 5 minute. Now there is a reversion trade, which if we look here, see these trades? The 5 minute has this in except for the EMAs. All right. So 5 minute MACD crossed. There's the reversion trade we have on the 5 minute. Now, on the 40 range here, that's actually not a good one. Let's see if I find another better scenario here. Okay. And all right, here's a good one. Now, if we're looking at, say, the 5 minute. Now, there's one thing you see with the 5 minute that would happen with us since we have, if we keep the 5 minute in the loop, is the volatility that'll happen within the market that will throw off certain entries just due to the fact of the nature of the 5 minute and the way the EMAs go. That volatility will end up throwing us completely out of opportunities for a while until the 5 minute actually catches up. Okay, so when you have a spike in volatility, the EMAs isn't going off. This indicator keeps everything very dynamic, keeps it so we have opportunities. Now, within those opportunities, let me see, I thought I just had one here, but I lost it again. Anyhow, with these opportunities, we could gain a bit more dynamic perspective on the market utilizing this, because this will actually incorporate the whole realm of the market that we're looking at in the momentum and track it for us in a way to keep us having a few more opportunities than we wouldn't have otherwise. Looking at the 5 minute, especially when you have like news come, 5 minute jumps up, it takes another 45 minutes for the EMAs and MACD all to come. This will stay more dynamic. Even with that, that we'll be able to gain some opportunities as it goes. Now, uh, there is a reversion trade, which I'm trying to see if I can get a good example of one here. There's one right here, actually. Actually, see, I may be able to gain a better one here. No, 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 this one's not too bad here. So you see how like price came down, brought us here. Now here's in what we consider no man's land. And yeah, this is still not a good entry here. While we're, there we go. So while we're here, we have our 21 and we have our curve line. And I see the curve line and we're in the middle between the area. Our MACD standard crossed down. We're below the fast. Right here, we got a signal. And we had room still to get to the bottom of the channel. All right. This would be considered a reversion trade. Now, with these, if you see it starting to get tied up over here, you'd want to get out. But like with this one, we had our EMA cross, it pulled back. All right, we had a kiss signal pushing us. Everything's aligned below. And if you trailed this, that was a nice get. That's the only reversion trade. If it comes back in, look here. Here it came in. We never got a signal. This is it crossed back up and above. You want it to stay below or above if we're going long. That reversion trade has to be very clean. So you need the cross. You want the MACD below the signal line on the fast and everything aligned on the standard. And you need room to get to here. Those are the ones that will work on the reversion side. Okay, like this was here. You never got a pullback. There was no trade. Okay, here this is all choppy. There's nothing. This is just a couple of long setups. Nothing crazy. This here, really no room, but technically, nope. We're above the, nope, that was not one there. On the way down, broke it here. This stayed below. We got a signal after the cross. that right there was the entry to take it. Okay, trail that down, only 5.5 points. It never made it all the way until later on, which is here. You only take the first one. Okay, uh, because those are less probability trades. If we're looking on the way up here, these are all long signals. We crossed up here. We had everything signed up right here. This is nice entry there as it pulled back in. This here was also an entry, but this one would have been, let's see. Oh no. So we're here. It broke out here, pulled in right here. That would have been the first one. This really pulled out. This is the first ball that completely cleared everything. So that could have been one. Here's another one. And then this, if you, wow, this is one of those slow days where it took forever. 38 minutes for 32 points. Okay, that was a slow grind. Look at how shallow that slope is. Okay, we got to cross here, pulled out, pulled in. Technically, we could have taken this one here. This one here is also another one. We had all these here earlier in the day. Here we go. So here it is. It broke out, pulled back. This here is a great setup. This right here, we have the MACDs here. It came and it crossed here after being below. All right, so it crossed up, pulled back down, it crossed here. We're right now inside the channel. It pulled out. As soon as it pulls out, it pulled back. It gave us a trap traders. You technically, on the 8 EMA here, could take that trade. This one here, wouldn't have gotten much, but it got still positive. And then right here, you had another trap traders pulling you out of the whole thing. Let's see. Did that one get tagged? Oh, that one probably would have gotten tagged. So that one there. But get you right back in with 2 surges going. A little bit more. Then imbalances. Another surge. Now, oh, this one actually held it all the way to there. Now, there is another little factor here. When everything is green on the momentum track, we're going long. All right? We're able to actually stay into this trade longer if you don't want to trail it so tight. It can pull back on you because anything can happen, but you have the momentum of the market right behind you. And it's just constantly moving. Now, the outside channel lines on the momentum track are set to the size is 1. Let me see if I can do this here. So since that's 1, I'll show you on the EMAs here on what I end up doing. Properties. Here's my TTE EMA. Online. It says display line. Width. I have set to 3 for the 21. The 8 I have at 2. Since those are 1 and our curve line is actually set to 4. So at least it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in width. This one's back to 1. All right. That way, when we have them stacked, you have a little bit of ability to see the different widths of the lines. But if you see how we're going up, it stayed green the whole way. Stayed green, turn a little red here. And you can even look at this down here as it turns orange a little bit like this here, turn a little bit of yellow. Momentum slowing down a little. All right. When momentum slows down, we get a pullback. That's when you want to be cautious. And you could also look at the standard MACD. All the way up to here, we actually pretty much coasted from, not the first one, but the second entry here. We coasted above the signal line, and the signal line didn't switch over colors until about right here, right where we got into this section here. All right. So I always tell you guys to make it your own. You can make it your own, but this tool here keeps the momentum of the market in a dynamic manner that could keep us constantly just getting in, constantly getting in. Here's another good trade entry here. All right, that's right here. Not much, but see these little bits here, they all add up. This one here was a good entry going all the way up north, right up to there. Right here we had another entry. Left point. This one here, it broke out, pulled back. We're below, so may not wish to take that one. Here we're above, everything looks good. That was a break even. We're back in, and this was the one, yeah, right here. Gives the short 5.5 there. All right. Hope that helps you guys out a bit. I have a few more setups that I'm looking at working things out, and may have a couple more add-ons that we could utilize to get us into some better scenarios moving forward. But this is the basic run of the momentum track, and on how we utilize it, it's the same way we use the 40, just utilize these channels in between. There's one trade, the reversion trade. Other than that, we utilize the outer bands as our trades going forward. Okay, outer bands, they're outer channels. All right, so like right here, we have a signal. There we go. Take it down. Actually, this one, oh, they actually held that there. So voila. Okay. Here, this came down right here. Voila. And it goes. All right. Now, remember, you always want to try to look for the best setups that you could get. And the best things I've seen was when the MACD crosses 0 and if we get a pullback and it goes. Now, if you could get that at the same time that it's doing a transition, like right here, this crossed here, but if this would have been crossing, say, actually, that's not too bad. So we crossed the 0 line here, this pulled down, but this didn't really give us the greatest signal there because of where we were. Let's see. Here, we crossed down here, we're still in, cross down, nope. Try to see if I can find one real quick. Here we go. So this crossed the 0 line, MACD crossed down, and then crossed up right here. This here is a good signal. Let's see where that goes to. All right, look at that. Now, I wasn't even planning on this, but we crossed the 0 line as we're coming out of the channel. The fast dipped below and then crossed up. We know that this is our good signal. Look at the delta. Could have even taken this next one up here. All right. We trail this up. That was a nice run. All right. With the way that this channel went, it saves us a lot of hardship. But always remember, keep some. Oh, this is after hours still when this happened. Must have been some news. Excuse me. But here we go. This crossed up here. We got another good signal here. Crossed. We got the pullback. This will happen here. Yeah. Okay. So this happened here. Gets us in. We trail it. Oh, geez, that was a heck of a one after hours. Like 14 minutes, we're at 34 points, but it just kept going. 74 points, 20 minutes. If you weren't even trailing it up too close here, roughly 90 points. All right. So you guys get the idea. It's really just a really good dynamic tool. Breaks up here, pulls back. We're below, nothing here. Right here's our entry, our normal trend lock entry. And we have just some great moves. And it catches them. All right. Right here, broke out. Look, it crossed up here, pulled back, and another pullback. This did, yeah, this actually just did cross up here. So this would have been a good entry, but it got stopped. And here we had another really good entry right here. So that one would have went nicely. And this one would have been a loss of 10 points. So lost 10 points, made 47. This pulled back in, crossed down. No real entry to take it down, so that's it. Crossed up. Here we go. Okay. All right. This one went not very far. and we go. Pulled out, pulled back up. There we go. All right. Broke down, break it back down. So remember, there's no reason to be greedy with any of this because it all works. There we go. Wait for the setups and the ones that are going to go. All right. This cross down, never got an entry for there. We're all down below. Everything's looking rather good. Tried breaking down, tried breaking down, tried breaking down. If you waited on this one, this here was an entry. This was a break even. Actually, small loss. But that's the key to this. It gives us small losses and allows us to capitalize on the larger wins. All right, broke in. Now, once it's in, pulls out, you have to wait for it to get back in before it goes back down again. All right, you don't want to just start grabbing little bits that are already moved. Okay, this here, broke that there, that's there. Okay, when I said broke that, from the low, there's the trend line. These continuation trades still work nicely. Alright, this one not so nice, but we're above here, so there's no trade. This one is that one. Alright, this one here is an interesting one. Take from here to there, still didn't break below. This here gives this to us. Everything breaks. This is below, broke below the fast here. This is crossing down. We got a bulldozer. This is in pre-market. And still got you good 22 points right there. All right. It's the beautiful thing about it. Trend lock works whenever. Doesn't matter. It just works when it works. Time doesn't matter. 4.5 points. The scalper is able to capitalize on scalps when they come. Is what we do. Yeah. Here's a reversion trade. We had room to get up to here. It broke above. Here's the crossover. Price broke above everything. We're holding right now above the curve line. All right. So this technically, with us crossing up here, we're here. Another 12 points. Okay. This was clean. That's why it was able to be taken. And there was plenty of room. So you weren't hitting a wall right away. Okay. This cross, there was nothing here. All right. That's that. All right. Try not to make this video too long, but unfortunately, this one was a bit more of an explanation. So hope you guys got an idea of how this works and goes utilized moving forward. You're going to want to look for these continuation trades now, considering we have the more time to look for them because we're only focusing on the one chart. But look at what happens. This is already down below. As this crosses, that's when we have some good trades. this one here. But the continuation trade just broke here. All right, this one here. This broke up into there, and there we go. Let's see if there's anything here. Oh, look at the entry. Look at the entry. And that was actually right at an open. All right. We crossed down, we pulled back up. This didn't go, but this one did. You guys know I don't like those trades, but I know some guys don't mind. And it really doesn't matter. This here, we really never got a decent signal right here. Just kind of chopped on its way down. Now here, maybe a little grab right here off of this. Yep. This here with the absorption, you grab that. This finally broke here, but we never really got a good clean signal. If you took this one here, really wasn't touching, so no. And then you continue on. All right. This one here broke up to above. This is good. Could have taken this bulldozer. All right. KISS signals never really became more prevalent than they do with this system. When you have really good setups coming in and you have a KISS signal, we have surges going right here, pushing us through. All right. You want to look for what KISS has to bring for us, a bulldozer pulling us down. All right. Here's some absorption here. Trap traders. Trap traders. Look at that. Trap traders bringing us right down. Trap trader here. Well, technically, this one, you could have taken it from the trap traders. And then that would have actually made that a winner. Okay. Absorption on this one. Perfect entry. Right here. Absorption. Perfect. And so on. This was let's see, crossed here, pulled back to here. The bulldozer here taking us up. Right here. Nothing really, no KISS signals here besides the surge. Oh, look at this. So we have a surge here. Simple surge to trend lock. Look how it went. Okay. Simple surges to trend lock. That's one you have to keep your eyes out on for, especially when these setups are working. All right. You have a surge here. It did a simple surge to trend lock actually right there for that 5. We got a surge here on the way down. It pulled way up, so probably wouldn't have gone for that one. Surge here to the entry. And you had absorption here. So you had absorption, then you had a surge on the downtrend, we're not looking for the upsurges. We're looking for trend locks. There we go, right to there. Since it was a surge, the trend lock. We're way below the MACD from the zero line, so we're still far downtrend, just a pullback, just a pullback. All right. This here starts breaking up here from the trap traders. All right. So if we got in a little late, just a pullback. There's plenty of opportunities. You have a surge here, and there's another entry opportunity. Okay. Another surge here, pull down, opportunity. And there we go. All right. This here, we pulled back in. So it broke. Retest came in. Probably could have taken that little one there. I wouldn't have taken that. All right. I'm going to stop this so we don't keep this going on all night long. And hope that helped you guys understand a bit more of how to utilize momentum track. All right. Have a good one. And I'll catch you on the next.